What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting here with the RSR Cup Series here tonight for the Talladega Super Speedway for the Sheffield Graphics 75. As these drivers get ready to do battle, we need to give a shout out to all the sponsors that help make it happen here at the Evolution Racing Leagues here for the RSR Cup Series and here for Freaky Fast Broadcasting. First, we want to give a shout out to Or Nissan Central, the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City. Make sure to go check out their website at www.ornissancentral.com. Next, we have Sheffield Graphics. They are the leading designer in sim racing paint schemes and liveries. It was founded by a Navy veteran, and a portion of every paint goes to the Military Foundation Folds of Honor. It's a great nonprofit organization who gives sponsorship to the families of fallen soldiers and disabled veterans. Make sure to go check them out on Facebook under Sheffield Graphics and tell them Freaky Fast Broadcasting sent you. Next, we have ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like a traditional speaker, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go to ButtKicker.com to feel what you've been missing. You can use Freaky Fast 20 there to get 20% off of any purchase at ButtKicker.com. So remember, that's Freaky Fast 20 with 2 E's. And those are our proud sponsors here at the RSR Cup Series, Evolution Racing Leagues, and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So make sure you go give them the love and support that they need here. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in here. I am Zach in the booth here for round number 9 here for the RSR Cup Series. But we have Brandon Colley up here alongside me calling all the shots with Robert Moyer Jr. up here running on the cameras. But we have a special race here tonight at Talladega with a new build in store as these drivers are looking to complete their last few minutes of practice. Brandon, round number 9 here. It's looking to be a pretty interesting one where we learn a lot.
Yeah, more so than anything, I think this is just going to be a learning experience for ourselves, all the fans, and especially the drivers, just trying to figure out this new aero package that we have on the super speedways for these Cup cars. And the name of the game is going to be fighting that bubble and trying to figure out how to get as close to the car in front of you as possible. As it's looking like these guys are having a pretty hard time sucking up to the back bumper of the cars that they're trailing.
Yeah, the air bubble seems to be something here with this package. It's definitely some type of bubble there. Seems like you can burst it. I've done a little bit of racing here myself, and it's definitely got an interesting feel, and you can definitely see some side drafting. So that's part of our new build. These Cup cars they worked on the Super Speedway Aero package. So it seems like we are going to be able to see some side drafting tonight. It's going to be some aggressive racing out here on the racetrack as we have about 3 minutes left here in the practice session. Man, I tell you, it's been a great season so far up to this point with 8 races in the books. We're here at week number 9. I mean, do we see someone new break into the winner column here tonight? I mean, we got some drivers filling in with drivers. I know Stephen Carey will be subbing for the two of Zach Schrenthal here tonight. So he was the pole setter in our ARCA race. Could we see an upset? Could we see someone become dominant and learn this really quickly? So I don't know how this all plays out really tonight, in my opinion.
Well, Zach, normally, plate races, it's all about, anybody can win. Anybody's got a shot. Doesn't matter really where you start, how good you typically are. Anybody, if you're there at the end, you have a shot to win this thing. But I think especially with the new aerodynamic package that these guys are going to be learning today, it really plays into that even more so because it's completely up in the air now. Who's going to be able to figure out how to really run this package and make the most of it, make the passes when they need to, use that side draft like they need to, put themselves in the right position. And it's completely up in the air from the drop of the green flag until we hit the checkered. And we're not going to know, I think, until we're coming out of 4 there. And I'm anticipating a really close finish here.
I just can't wait to see who can learn this the quickest. This is a big discipline change. I mean, still gonna be drafting, but nobody knows what exactly we need to do to make of those in those certain situations that we knew before. So we'll just have to see if anybody can learn that. But it's good to see. It looks like we got Cody McCauley back out here tonight. Dylan Reed also two drivers who I believe missed last week. As McCauley's still the points leader after missing last week, so he's been looking good with about a 47-point lead over last season's champion Curtis Preston. Then John Willett there in that third position in points. Trevor Massetti in fourth, and Dylan Reed tied actually for fourth. So that's your top 5 in points there. Been pretty close throughout this whole thing, but the only multi-time winner we've had throughout this season too is Dylan Reed with 3 wins. So could someone we see another multi-time winner? I think we see somebody new win personally tonight.
I think the odds are just favoring a new winner tonight. I'm sure we're still going to see a lot of the guys, the familiar faces up at the front. But like we talked about, it's just so equal, as to anybody can run strong here. That I'm just imagining somebody like David Hall or Adam Buzzio, 31 of Casey Kuntz, Kevin Sabilla. These guys coming up here really fighting hard for this first victory, and they know that it's well within their grasp.
It's right. It's just gonna be who reaches out and grabs it here tonight, Brandon. I think that's gonna be the question we're gonna have to pay attention to all night here long at the RSR Cup Series as these drivers enter qualifying. I was so excited. I did some racing in these cars today, got to feel the differences, and I'm so excited to see how it plays out with this huge field we have here in the RSR Cup Series. I want to see, like I said, who can master it first because I tell you, it's a different style out there.
And to tell all the fans exactly how excited Zach was, I woke up today with messages about how awesome the new plate racing package was, and ever since we've been hopping on talking before the last race we did with the Arc Evolution series, I've been talking nonstop about it. So Zach is very pumped up, and I'm pumped up to see it firsthand myself. Hopefully, all of you are as well.
Yeah, I hope all the fans are ready for this because it's going to be spectacular to watch as these drivers try to figure all this out. Um, I don't know. I was never like a person who was like, yeah, let's get side drafting. That's gonna be so cool to have. I was really worried about it causing issues, but from the racing I did today, it did cause too many issues. And really with the way the bubble works now with the air, you're going to see these guys. It's almost like they got a beach ball on the back of these cars. It's going to be hard to break into that bumper. With the package we had before in these Cup cars, you could get right to the bumper and push as hard as you can. And it was really just worrying about temperatures. I can tell you now, you can break through that bubble. There, you will see drivers on the back bumpers, but I don't think temperatures is going to be too big of an issue. I think spinning someone out is going to be the issue because it's a lot easier to upset a car pushing right now, it seems like, with these Cup cars, and that's still what these drivers are going to have to respect that. And I guarantee you, at some point, if nobody's done the pushing yet, they're going to go back to that old habit of pushing hard like we did in the old package. And I think we may see an issue with that.
I think you're exactly right, Zach. Looking at these guys practicing, guys trying to figure out the best way to, break that bubble, having people drag the brakes a little bit to help close that distance. And from the bumps that I've seen, even the smallest, slightest bumps have made the car being bumped incredibly unstable. I just, I don't think you're going to see a lot of it. If they can get down to it at the end of the race and it's go time, guys are going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work out necessarily that well. Um, and talking about learning, I almost have to favor the guys that are electing to start in the back here, maybe not put down a really quick time, because they're going to have the most time to learn how passing is really done now. So I think somebody from the back of the field is going to end up winning this race tonight.
That's a great way to put it. I think you'll learn more back there and trying to come through it than anything. That's what they'll put in their back pocket. As we see a few drivers complete their second lap, there goes Hunter Hayward to the top of the board with the 50.84. We'll see if anybody else's lap can top of that as Alex Rudolph comes pretty close. Curtis Preston pretty close also. So great qualifying showing so far for that 48 of Hunter Hayward. Ryan Bean, our one of our winners from past plate races, slots himself in sixth. But as I say that, GT Azari slots himself up on top of that board. And Mira, we talked about GT's struggles all season in qualifying. Brandon, can he sit on top of the pole here? That would be an awesome sight to see.
Yeah, we talked to GT, talked about he's just been kind of struggling in the early part of the season. The season hasn't clicked quite the way that he wants. Looking for a little bit of momentum here, starting on the pole. A good bit of confidence and momentum going into this race, but also if he can find a way to bring home the victory tonight, it's going to do tons for his confidence for the rest of the season. And I think he'll be making climbs up the points in short order in the coming weeks if he's able to pull it off.
I could see this. I think it's a swing of things here for now for GT. As old Stephen Carey goes second on the board, he's filling in for that too as Zach Schrittenthal. So that's great to see him put himself up there in that second position in that four car. But back to GT, I think it's a swing of things that's about to happen here. He just locked up the championship in the truck series, and I tell you what, that's a great thing for him there. And not only that, but he ran really good at Richmond last week. Yeah, it didn't play out for him and had an untimely caution. But I tell you what, he was going to be looking like possibly the driver to beat there on that longer run there in that at 14 last week. So I think he takes a little bit of momentum from there. Didn't get the position he deserved, like I said, but I think he's going to take some momentum and bring it here to Talladega. And let's see if Dustin Stallings, who's had a tough season, got that surprise win there at Richmond, playing the strategy right, see if he can possibly carry some momentum from that win. So a lot of things happening now as we're 9 weeks into the season. It's been really fun though so far.
That's the benefit of having a longer schedule for your league season. There's a lot of chances for comers and goers in the points and swings in momentum.
Looks like qualifying has come to an end, and GT will be your Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight. That is awesome to see here. As we'll pull up our starting grid, and then we'll get to talk with our Sheffield Graphics pole winner, GT Azari. There you see it. GT going to start from that top position here tonight. Second's going to go to Stephen carrying that four machine, filling it for Zach Throw. Hunter Hayward is going to come in here third position at 48. Fourth's going to go to Chad Biesinger. Fifth is Junior Miller. Sixth, Travis Everett. Seventh is Bob Fitzpatrick. Eighth is going to go to Dustin Stallings, last week's winner. Ninth, Kevin G. Edersitz. And round out your top 10 is Alex Rudolph.
Curtis Preston in the 11th spot, Andrew Little rolling off 12th, Adam Buzzio 13th, Michael Sheffield 14th, Nathan Campbell in 15th, Marc-Andre Thibodeau in 16th, Craig Burns in 17th, Ryan Bean 18th position, Matthew Rush 19th, and John Willett in 20th.
The 31 car, Case Kuntz, will start 21st. 22nd is going to be Harold Watkins. 23rd is going to go to Kevin Sabilla. 24th, Kevin Zabladil. 25th, Anthony Younes. 26th is James Courtroad. 27th, Kevin Ruff. 28th, Clint Mata. 29th, Rusty Modesty. And round out your top 30 is Daniel Gonzalez.
Tony Ludi in the 31st position, Stephen Baldwin Jr. 32nd, Mike Martino in 33rd, Trevor Massetti 34th, David Hall 35th, Nolan Potter 36th, Brock Potter 37th, Cody McCauley 38th, Dylan Reed 39th, and Ryan Azell will round out your field in 40th.
And that is your starting lineup here tonight for the RSR Cup Series, as we'll bring down our pole setter here tonight, brought to you by Sheffield Graphics, GT Irizarry.
Hey GT, it's Brendan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, 10-4, brother. How are you?
Well, imagine not quite as good as yourself, bud, bringing home that Sheffield Graphics pole award here in the Mustang Week 14. Getting that thing some airtime tonight, man. Gotta ask, what's your strategy going into tonight? Planning on being a little bit aggressive, maybe taking it a little bit easy?
Well, the strategy is for super speedways, as you know, is just really, I mean, you just got to survive and miss the big ones that are going to happen. That's really the only strategy that you can put into play, except for, what we're going to be looking out for our teammates as well, so we can try to get together. This new package that they've released for us is kind of weird, man. You can't exactly pull up and literally push the car in front of you, which that might be good. What we might, I think they're easier to drive, but it's definitely going to be, a little bit more difficult in order to try and, just hook up with somebody and be able to push them back, past a couple of cars and stuff. But yeah, man, I didn't think this time was going to hold here. Usually we're mid-pack, but this number 14 Mustang Week, Mustang's quick, man. I mean, hey, I'm glad to put it up here for you.
Well, glad to see you up there, bud, and hopefully you can keep this momentum going here, and we'll talk to you for one of these stages, maybe both of them, and at the end for a top 3 and possibly a win.
For just in case I don't get to talk to you again, I'll go ahead and say, I want to thank our sponsor coming across the hood and the back fenders and the trunk of this car with Mustang Week, September 6th through 12th. 2021. It is literally a full week in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, of about 3,000 cars to show up. So really proud to have them aboard and glad we can put it up on the pole for them.
You guys heard it. Go check out Mustang Week if you're in the area. But let's get that back down there and take the green on this thing, GT, and wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it.
All right, great interview there from GT Irizarry, our Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight from the Talladega Super Speedway here for the RSR Cup Series. I'm excited to get this thing kicked off. He said it's weird, and that's what I like to hear. It's thrown these drivers for a little bit of a loop. They don't know what to expect, and this is what's going to give us great racing.
Yeah, and it's a nice change of pace. Plate racing, it's pretty straightforward every time we come here. Now that there's something new, it adds the excitement to what's already an exciting form of racing.
Exactly right here. We're about to get ready to go green flag racing as we ride to the start-finish line here for lap number 1, stage at lap 15. Green flag is in the air. We're off and away here for the RSR Cup Series in the Sheffield Graphics 75 here from the Talladega Super Speedway. Here as we go down towards turn 1, looks like GT Irizarry starting to break away, clear that outside line. You got Hunter Hayward in that 48 in that second position. Looks like the inside line going forward at the moment.
Inside lane, not just going forward, they are charging forward right now. Interested to see if anybody jumps out and hops in front of Stephen Carey in the Ford. Nobody elected to just yet. And, we talked about, now Kevin Jadrosich going to go ahead and hop out there, try to make something happen on the outside. We talked about the, it seems like the longer races, they get really strung out. You guys want to run single file. I think right now, with just trying to feel out this new draft package we have, they're not going to be able to afford to ride around. They need to learn everything they can throughout the course of this race, so we're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing.
I think you definitely will. You're going to see guys test stuff. I mean, you see Kevin Jadrosich, he's the first car to jump out to the high line. He's already tested a little bit of side drafting, and I see you trying to drag one of these guys back with that quarter panel but he's going to need a little help. You can't do it by yourself if that line stays like that. And look at the distance. It's pretty similar between each car, and that's when we talk about this beach ball, almost air bubble effect. Is Hayward actually to the back bumper? See, this is what I was questioning. You get in these bigger packs, that bubble is going to get less and less as the energy builds up. And Hayward all over the back of this 14 right now, just trying to keep that thing straight as we head here off down the turn, or lap 2 down the turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, looking at that, Hayward did a really good job being able to close in on the back bumper of the 14, but you can see there just how unstable it is now to give those little bumps. Those cars were all over the place, just on the edge of wrecking.
Yeah, it is very hairy now. Doing myself a little practice today, and these things, you got to be careful. You have to be gentle. This is going back a while where, lately we've been on a lean on each other pretty hard on the bumper. So it's interesting to see how it all plays out here. But at the same time, I figured out during that race that it's just really got to take advantage of your momentum and use that to try to side draft and pull people back and try to make positions like that. I mean, right now we're seeing the bottom be pretty dominant, but I can't wait to when drivers start figuring out how to make that pass, set up the runs, they're going to see more runs coming forward.
Talking about the outside lane now, Travis Everett falling back into the clutches of his teammate here, Curtis Preston. They're going to hook up and see if they can start rolling that high line a little bit forward here. It just seems like it takes a lot more cars now. You used to be able to get hooked up with like one other guy really hard on the bumper, and you can ride all the way around the rest of the field with just 2 guys, but it's just not working that way right now.
Yeah, it's really not. This is kind of surprising to start here. I think drivers are definitely filling it out, and trying to figure out how to really break that air bubble and get the good runs, because this is kind of off from what I felt here in the cars. But as it goes on, these drivers will figure out more and more. We gotta get to lap 15 for stage number 1. There's no reason to get too crazy out here before stage number 1 with no fast repairs in the RSR Cup Series. So this is your only shot.
Yeah, I'd be taking these 2 stages here just to try to learn a little bit. Not too much fighting for position. The final bit of this race, 45 laps, still plenty of time to get yourself up to the front. Just take this opportunity here. You've got these guaranteed cautions. Just try to learn a little bit of something. And it seems like a lot of guys are just pretty happy to stay in line. It's not up until about the 10th position where we've got anybody side by side, and even back from that little group of 4 or 5 cars, it's single file behind all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely right now being a bobbing for game. Everybody's just seeming like they want that bottom lane. I'm interested to see if Hayward in the 48 makes a move. I mean, he's all over the back of the 14, and then just a little bit of wiggling back and forth here to go through the trial. This is definitely, they're filling it out, but my thing is, when does the 48 make a move here? Because if he goes up there, does anybody go with him is the other question. That's what you got to hope for, if somebody goes with him.
Well, you got to figure right now, looking at it, nobody's really get any opportunity to pass somebody. So if you want to get to the lead, you're going to have to go around the outside. And like you said, it's just a matter of if, J.R. Miller in the 28 or Bob Fitzpatrick, even Adam Buzzio back in 5th, they decide to pop out and try to go with him, or just leave him out to dry and have him fall all the way to nearly the back of the pack at this point.
Yeah, let's say these drivers definitely, right now, single filing it out there. As you see, Giannis just jumped up to the top line with Curtis Preston and Travis Everett there as they're trying to work their way forward on the outside line, but it looks like they're just going backwards at this moment. As it's definitely formed, a big lineup here, but there's definitely a pack that's dropped back off this too. So a lot of drivers electing to kind of ride it out here early in the first stages. We'll see if lap 15 if this changes, or is this something to do with the new package?
I'm kind of wondering as well, Zach, that, a lot of the benefit you had to running that second line, especially farther back in the field, is you had the benefit of the guys on the inside line really having to check up to avoid running people over. But the fact that there's so much distance between the cars now, you're really not having to check up really that much on the inside lane, and it's allowing it to roll a lot faster.
That's a very good point there. I mean, if you're not right up on the back bumper of somebody, you can be, just stay in it, as they would say. When you're all over the back bumper. Oh no! The one of Michael Sheffield there. Oh, man, he held on to that thing, guys. I think he'll be all right here. He should be able to block back in here. But I think that was just a little bit of a bump there from Craig Burns to the 12. And I'm going to tell you what, Sheffield just barely nicked the wall. And I tell you what, that is a great save for him. That could have been a race-ending hit.
Yeah, I was watching that develop, just cycling through the field here, looking at everybody. Saw that they were latched on and was looking at it for a second. Just a little bit of an off-center bump there from the 12. And Michael Sheffield, a great, white knuckle hands on the wheel there to try to keep that thing out of the wall. Just a little bit of scrape, not really any damage to speak of, but I'm sure he's going to be wearing a brown fire suit now.
Very possible there, man. That was a scary moment. As you look back here at the 88 of Trevor Massetti, he's directly ahead of David Hall in that 21. He's got Cody McCauley, our points leader, in that 34th position. Back here, looks like this pack here is about 7 seconds back from the leader. They're kind of just hanging out back here. I think they're trying to let these drivers up here figure out what's up with this new package. As they'll be coming to 9 laps complete this time by, and looks like we'll be 6 to go here in stage number 1.
Well, Zach, fuel mileage is going to play a factor. Now, I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, they had a 60% fuel load.
Yes.
So they can make it just over the stage here. Does anybody try to get a little bit off sequence if they've got, say one of these bigger teams with a lot more people to work with? Do you try to pit maybe not pit for this stage, pit midway through the next stage, and just get a little bit off sequence and try to time it just right so that you're, maybe cycled out as the lead pack for the end of the race?
Ooh, that's possible. I mean, there's definitely a strategy there that you could maybe pull off. I think you just got to pit the stages. I think that's what I would do. But there's something there. I mean, you never know how that could play out. I think that could possibly work actually pretty well in your benefit. But I would personally come to the stages. It's just, a lot of a risk for first reward there again. As it looks like it's 2x2 here in this backpack.
I was just about to point out that when do we really ever see this guys racing this hard and this front pack single file able to just pull away from these guys that are running side by side? A lot of again, it's the learning experience. These guys are really learning, hey, side by side is looking like it's definitely slower right now.
Yeah, I'd have to say side by side definitely slower. I think you're just slowing each other down with that side draft, back and forth to each other. So I know from running in the middle of 3 wide, the middle line was just never great because you were getting side drafted from both sides and just kind of fell back. And it is kind of interesting to see how this pack has just pulled away here as we're 11 laps in here now, 4 laps to go in the stage. When does somebody make a move up here in the lead? Because right now it is a 13-car breakaway. A couple drivers are going to want to get into the points there if they have a shot.
Absolutely. I imagine these guys in this backpack here, this second pack, are really going to be trying to, and now they get single filed out. They're going to look to chase these guys down as you see them snaking down the backstretch. I'm kind of thinking that if you're going to try that second lane, you want to go all the way out to the wall. Just running that where we would traditionally have run the old package, just above that first set of dash lines there in the second lane. It's just with the new side drafting effect that we're having, it's slowing them down a whole lot. If you get the space between yourself and that bottom lane, riding around what would be the wall, you should pick up a lot more speed and not really have to worry about getting slowed down.
Oh, well, my help from off mute, guys. I'm sorry. I was going to say, Brandon, is that might be the key to it. You might need to put yourself up in that third lane to give yourself that distance to not let those cars on the bottom really suck you back with the draft. So, let's see someone can figure it out. It is definitely getting spicy. Oh, look, Craig Burns leading them to pit road here. Looks like that's Craig Burns, Casey Coots, and I believe was that Mark-Andre Thibodeau? No, it was not. Ryan Bean, okay. So those drivers are likely to hit pit road here at the completion of lap 13. So we got 2 laps to go here in the stage. They're looking to pit here under the stage and stay out to get the track position. That might be valuable. I mean, we're already seeing track position could be the key here as Hunter Hayward is starting to look there on GT, but GT's been able to control it so far. We'll see how it all shakes here as they're going to be coming out of 4 this time by to take the white flag for stage number 1.
Well, unfortunately for, I believe that was Craig Burns trying this strategy here to hop into pit road right before the stage got a speeding penalty. Not going to help him at all.
Not going to help him at all here. The white flag. One final time here for stage number 1 here at the RSR Cup Series. Who's going to break themselves into the top 10? Well, actually, I think it's a 10-car breakaway, so any position here. Hayward goes to the top here down the back straightaway. What move he makes goes back low. GT quick to cover it off. What a job by him so far. He makes himself about half a lane wide here. Oh, look, there comes the 28. Oh, Hayward looks to the bottom, but not going to be able to make it work. GT in the 14 covers it off. Here comes the side draft from the 48. What a move. Look at him pulling back. Here comes the 28 with the side draft to the 14. What a move. That was what I was waiting for. The 48 made the move. He side drafted that car, and he's going to win stage number 1 here at the RSR Cup Series. Hunter Hayward is your stage winner. What a side draft, guys. That's the new physics right there.
But did you see how hard he had to push to really break that bubble and pull in to just clear the bumper of GT to get poked out to utilize that side trap? These guys, Hunter Hayward's been really working and learning quite a bit sitting in second there, just testing the waters.
Oh, man. What a side draft, guys. That right there is showing you what you can do. And I haven't seen many drivers elect to do that move right there. And that move, I think, is going to be how you're going to start to make passes and make winning moves. I mean, that could be the race winning move, you know. So yeah, and Robert, producer, saying that GT's jotting that down. That's the thing, you know, as GT, in my opinion, right there, GT did, you know, everything he could, but when Hayward gets to almost within that right front of him, he's got to side draft him back. It can cause issues where you wreck each other. You know, where both these drivers are trying to side draft each other. But if he could have pulled him back, stopped that momentum, it could have been interesting. But Hayward just timed that perfectly. And that's why I feel like this package is going to be very interesting racing, because it's more of a chess game, in my opinion, than just a raw, just go push and all out, you know, slobber fest. This is going to be more set yourself up in position to make that right move at that right time.
Well, I already thought of play racing as a chess match to begin with, but they now, with this new update, it's gone from 3D chess to that Star Trek 4D chess. So this is going to be a challenge, man. This is super exciting.
Well, that was a great way to end stage 1. I hope everybody out there enjoyed that. Thank you all for tuning in here on Freak Fast Broadcasting. It's only going to get more exciting as these drivers learn too, because the thing is, you're going to learn how to counter that sooner or later. And, you know, it opens up a whole book of opportunities. Here's these drivers are going to look to come down pit road and get them service done on these race cars. And then we'll have a chat with our stage 1 winner, Hunter Hayward.
Well, the running order is going to get shaken up a little bit. 31 of Casey Kuntz and the 25 of Ryan Bean should cycle around to be our leaders here, pitting just a little bit off sequence before the pit road was closed for the stage. But Craig Burns, he's going to have the benefit of getting his lap back, but he's going to start at the tail end, so really no benefit for his strategy.
Yeah, it's going to hurt him, but, you know, other drivers could cycle through here. But tell you what, great race off pit road there. It looks like GT's actually going the race off pit road over Hunter Hayward there. But great run for Hunter Hayward there in stage 1. Set him up on the last lap there to make the pass, get the stage win. This young man's turning eyes, I'm pretty sure, here in this Cup Series garage as he continues to run good each and every week. Let's pull him on down here and see what his thoughts are on winning stage number 1. All right, here's Hunter Hayward.
Hey, Hunter, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, congratulations on picking up the stage win. No, you're not running for points with these guys, but still turning eyes getting these stage wins like that, and especially utilizing that new side draft. That, gotta say, that was an incredible move. You know, what have you learned during this first stage?
I don't even know. I guess I don't know. I've been watching a lot of plate racing. Really, I guess learning from the king himself. From not the king himself, but the current best restrictor plate driver, Denny Hamlin. I mean, he makes side drafting look so easy, and so right as I added that, I knew I had to try it out, and I knew I had that room to breathe on GT in that last lap. I kind of backed it up a little bit just to get a run on him. And going into 3, I just went on the outside of him, used that side draft, and I'm telling you, that meant it pulled him back. So that was awesome. This car's really strong today. I know we can get this 48 rear lane. So, yeah.
Well, talking about the bubble up here now, it seems like it's been so difficult to really suck up to the back bumper of the car ahead of you, but you've been able to do it quite a few times now, even giving GT a couple bumps. What has it taken in the driver's seat here to really, close that gap to get to the bumper?
Oh man, we were in practice today, and we were running 2-car tandems in practice, and you can't get up to that back bumper of anybody, so it's really interesting. I know you have to be somebody has to be behind you to help you out to get up to that back bumper. We had that huge line, and sometimes getting off the corner I'd have a better run than that 14, but I mean, I tell you, it's really hard. And once you get to their bumper, it lifts your nose up right up the ground from that uneasy air, and it makes you really loose, both cars. So I mean, there might be a wreck with 2 cars getting really loose, pushing each other for this win. So keep an eye out for that. But they're having their hands full when they're pushing each other. So it's gonna be interesting to see from up in the booth.
Well, thank you, Hunter, for all that information here. We're learning right along with you guys, and let you get back down to it, man. Get back to racing and maybe pick up another stage win.
Thank you.
All right, that was Hunter Hayward there in the 48 machine. Looks like he'll start in that 4th position here as the pace car lights are off, and we'll get ready to go green flag racing this next time by. Tell you what, though, Ryan Bean, Casey Kuntz, they used that advantage of the stopping under green. Unfortunately, teammate Craig Burns was not able to get himself up here with that penalty he observed. So unfortunate for him. So he'll be starting in that 39th position, but at least he's on the lead lap. That's the big thing for Craig Burns. If they don't lead lap, that's huge for him. But man, Brandon, what we just seen there, do we see the same line build up, or do we see guys more utilizing that side draft? Because as soon as Hunter did that, did you see the whole field scatter? I mean, that's what creates runs right there. You slow one car down, the other car goes right, the other car goes left. Yeah, I think that's where you're going to see mayhem.
I'm just looking to see, guys, if anybody's able to figure out how to make that outside lane work. Do they venture up to that 3rd lane to just break the distance, not worry about the air off the cars on the inside slowing them down? Who tries it, and is it going to be that effective? It's things to watch out for this next stage.
Definitely is, my friend. Definitely is here. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I was worried because I hyped this all up, and we went single file for so long. I mean, not that single file is bad, but I was worried these guys would be able to pass each other, and we've seen it happen there right at the end of the stage. I'm excited to see how the rest of this plays out here as we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here as the pace car is going to pull off this time. Casey Kuntz in the 31 out front here, started from that 21st position. Already up to the lead, utilizing strategy. They're off and away. They go early on the start here, way early in the restart zone. And that's going to catch the outside line of Hunter Hayward, our stage winner, way off guard. He's going to drop back, and he's going to want to get down to the bottom early here if we see anything early in this race.
Well, wondering, Bob Fitzpatrick right behind him here. He's got to know that Hunter Hayward knows a little bit and is going to be wanting to work with him here, but not quite the hole to let him in. And now Hunter Hayward just drop into the back of the field.
He's going to get in line there in front of, it looks like Andrew Little in the 68. He was trying to side draft every single car that went by him to get into a hole there. He was trying everything, and he fell into somewhat of a hole, and it seems like we're going to go single file here early again. I wonder, though, if anybody tries something earlier here, because, I mean, you've seen that Hayward, he did it. I mean, he made the move that worked, but, if you're Casey Kuntz or Ryan Bean here, I think, these two drivers as teammates, they're saying, we're just going to ride here and just hope they do the same thing in that last stage till lap 30.
Well, the thing is that the man that came out on the wrong end of that side draft is directly behind these teammates. He's got to know if he can get to the back quarter panel of Ryan Bean ahead of him, he's got a good chance of separating those two teammates and really opening up for options for him to get around these guys.
We'll see. I mean, does he elect to do it earlier? He's already taken a look. Oh, we got some mayhem going on back there. I believe that's around the 48 Hunter Hayward there. Actually behind him there, Andrew Little. 68 there. He's got Travis Everett on his rear bumper with the, I believe that's the 4 of Stephen Carey up top there. He started in that second position, now in the 12th position as the outside line starts to fall back. And man, I tell you what, they side drafted each other, and look at the gap that built in front of them to that 8th car, Hunter Hayward. It was a crazy gap that just built. So gotta be careful to not slow yourself down too much by side drafting this season.
Well, I'm going to be paying close attention to this run that Andrew Little is going to get off this lead pack ahead of him here. Look how fast he is closing.
Man, yeah, there. Yeah, Hayward had to check up for the 3 Bobcat Packers to throw because they were all stacked up on top of each other there. 68 darts out, but look, he's going to get left out to dry here. Nobody else can use the run. He's going to fall straight. Look at the wow. Look how much momentum he loses up top.
It's just really interesting to me that no one has. Everybody's intent just kind of running to the inside.
Yeah, I think drivers are worried. They're seeing people when they go up high drop back. I think that's the thing, but there just hasn't been numbers up there. I think if you get the numbers up there, you could see something form very nicely up there. But man, I tell you what, through this first stage that was wild. The second stage here starting to heat up a little more as we got a little bit of racing going on here. But you know, stage comes up pretty quickly. When we cross the line this time, we'll only be 7 to go here in stage number 2. So got to get done what you can quickly here.
Exactly. And, you know, my point about, you know, everybody riding around, you've got to know that you're not really going to be able to pass there. And you can't be content just riding around where you're at if everybody just wants to run single file. Take those chances. Show guys that it can be done, and they will push you to the front.
You know, this is what I'm questioning too here, Brandon, is who else pulls the strategy that Casey Coots and Ryan Bean just pulled to pit early or near the end of the stage to come out with track position at the beginning of the next stage, because the next stage is going to set up the end of the race. I think if you think you can still split it up into distance there, we got some cars jumping out back here. Looks like that was Travis Everett and the 29 Curtis Preston. They're trying to slice and dice their way up here, but only 2 cars doesn't look like it's going to be able to get done. See if they can side draft and pull themselves forward up on this line. They're trying to slowly pull themselves forward here. It's going to be difficult, but they're fighting every bit or every tooth and nail they can right here.
Yeah, it's just not quite enough numbers. Of course, when I looked at it, it's, you know, okay, the teammates hopped out here to try something and get toward the front, but nobody's just willing to go with them. Everybody's pretty content riding inside, knowing that if anybody jumps out and nobody else goes with them, it's just kind of free spots.
They're doing a good job right now. It's just they're side drafting. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull everybody back. It's helping them hold right here for real. But the thing is, those inside cars just have so much numbers and there's so many numbers of cars down there. It's just not going to work, it seems like. As they pulling back a few cars now, they're starting to go forward again down this front straightaway. As I think we got a stack up on the inside line. And, you know, that's what you hope for. Is you hope that stack up on the inside line is going to let that outside line maneuver forward. And there's, you know, they're definitely holding their own, and I think the better they can do to hold their own here, it'll show more people, okay, they're not, you know, dropping into oblivion here. Why don't I just go hop up there and see if I can help? You know, when it looks good, you go try to get up there. That's all I'm saying, pretty much.
Yeah, and you know, it's great that they can kind of hold off the loss of positions, but they're not really negating the loss of positions. They're not really holding quite even, just on speed outright. But to move to the outside, the whole purpose is to move forward, and just the fact that they're only slowly losing and not really making any significant gains is the biggest problem here. But they're slowly starting to get a couple more cars to file in behind them. It's just, it doesn't seem like Curtis Preston can really close in on the back bumper of his teammate. He just keeps getting pulled back.
Yeah, they just starting to get pulled back farther and farther into the grasp of this pack, and I think that's the kind of thing we're seeing. I think more guys electing to do the strategy, Brandon, of giving up the stage points to go for the race finish.
Right now, with everything that we've seen, it's seeming like track position is going to be king. And Casey Kuntz, Ryan Bean, they pulled it off pretty well. Other guys are going to have to be paying attention to that and realize what they've done. and say, you know what, we can't make these passes work if we're back in the pack here. Try to get the positions on pit road and just hold them off.
I'm still just waiting to see if anybody makes the move up front. I think if you make a few cars make a move, they can make it work. I think no one's just willing to try it yet. It's this is what makes it tough. This is what's really fun for me as a driver to watch. You know, these drivers are really just having to, you know, they're like, man, I want to go forward, but I don't want to go backwards. I'm seeing what's happening. I think it's kind of one of those things where they're scared to try something right now because they don't want to get the track position they have because I mean, look, it's hard to pass. It looks like so far.
Yeah, it's frustrating because these guys know that they can get the outside lane work, and if they just get the numbers to go up there. But like you said, guys just see other people pulling out and falling to the back, and they're not wanting to risk their track position to try to make something happen. It's going to take, you know, a couple guys at the front, I think, to dip out of line and try to contend with the, you know, front 5 or so to really show these guys that it can be done.
And you know, like the crazy thing is our speeds are way down from normal our old package. I mean, we're running upwards of 196 mile an hour. We used to almost break, you know, sometimes break on the back straightaway, hit that 200 mark. But definitely, well, right here he might hit 199 as I see that. So I guess on the back straightaway you're still flying pretty good. But seems like the package is a little bit slower than what we had before. So I'm kind of surprised the runs aren't coming yet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But at the moment, right now, everybody's content to ride in line, and looks like nobody's going to elect to do the pit strategy as the white flag's going to come out here for stage number 2.
Well, if the teammates can pull this off, a brilliant strategy call here. Shame nobody else tried to pull off the same thing, but you know, I'm sure Casey and Ryan are saying, all right, well, we should come out of this maybe not with the lead with these pit stops, but still really good track position for this final and longest stage of the race.
14 GTers already look there, just could not make something happen. Let's see if you can back it up, make a run here on this 25 and 30 and 31 here, the two teammates out front. 14 with a decent run here, doesn't like he's gonna be able to do nothing. Does anybody go anywhere? Everybody content to ride in line here as we go through the tri-oval. Oh, a little bit of contact back here. Oh, Hayward makes his way through that. Wow. Tell you what, contact there at the end, but Casey Kuntz is going to be your stage 2 victor. And I tell you what a call by them to get track position. It looks like that's the call you need. And guess what? They can keep a good, clean pit stop here, Brandon. They're going to continue to have track position.
That's exactly right. That's the whole purpose of their strategy, and they executed it flawlessly.
Got to commend those two drivers on electing that. We'll get to talk to Casey Kuntz here in a few moments after these guys hit pit road here for service on their race cars, as we'll be heading into the final stage, and it's going quickly here, Brandon. I mean, we're only going to have, you know what, like, you know, less than 45 to go. So
it's man, the intensity is going to ramp up here. They know it's, you know, only 15 lap little sprints. I think that may be a big cause of why we've seen a lot of single file stuff. Nobody wants to get taken out early, but guys are going to have to push the issue here. Really going to have to just try things and see what works, see what doesn't. And you've still got a lot of time now to not worry about points. If you fall back in the field trying something, you've got a lot of laps to get back up to the front.
yeah, you really do. And coming down to the end there, you had some contact between last week's winner, Dustin Stallings, in the 93, and the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick. So slid Fitzpatrick back a considerable amount of positions there. So unfortunate for him not getting stage points there. Sliding back to that 11th spot when I believe he was around the 7th position at that time.
Yeah, it looked like just a little bit too aggressive of a side draft caused a little bit of contact on the right rear of Dustin Stallings from the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick. He tried to do exactly what Hunter Hayward did, just didn't quite have enough space to do it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, one of those, I think, is just 50-50 deals. I think the 93 comes up. I think, you know, the 3's coming down the side draft. So it's one of those things we're going to have to learn with the side drafting. You know, how you know, sometimes your drivers are going to be thinking at the same time to go one way, and this driver's going to be thinking that way, and it's going to cause issues with how close we get. I think that's something you've seen there is these drivers are going to hit pit road here. And I believe from here, they'll only need to make one pit stop, and that'll most likely possibly come under green tonight because we have not seen a wreck bring out a caution yet.
It very well could. And I've got to also add on to the fact that now with the side drafting, you're having to get really close to those vulnerable parts of the car where contact there generally results in a wreck. And it looked like just a little bit of a late block, timing a late block. If you're going to block, you have to make that decision really early if you're going to do it.
Yeah, you got to really make a decision pretty quickly. And with the runs the way they are right now, it's a little bit easier to block, in my opinion. The blocks are a little bit more easily timed. You have to still be on your A game, but I felt like before the blocks were almost nearly impossible with how big a runs you can.
It looks like Clint Mata able to come out ahead of the field here. I think he may have missed his box though, so I think that will be short-lived.
Yes, it looks like that will be, but we'll bring Casey Kuntz from Fly Boys Racing down here to have a chat with Brandon Collar.
Hey, Casey, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Well, man, great strategy call from you guys coming in just before the end of the first stage there. Get yourself some great track position and hold on to it to take this stage 2 win. We've noticed, man, it just seems really hard to pass. Do you think there's anything that you've learned running behind some guys, maybe to make it a little bit easier?
Yeah, it's actually I feel better being behind someone because being up front and when they come up on you in draft and it just gets really loose.
Oh wow, I did not think that the car's handling would be affected that much.
Yeah, the guy in front, when you got someone pushing you, it definitely loosens up the car on you. It's really, really different with the update.
Well, man, like I said to Hunter, we're learning right along with you guys, and it's been exciting so far, but noticed everybody's been kind of single file. Not sure if that's just for lack of, not wanting to lose stage points or just not feeling comfortable that the outside lane's going to work. Do you think there's anything really there for the outside lane to get going?
I don't know. I think everyone's just trying to get a feel for it, with the new package and everything. But I don't know. I think I'll get more aggressive as we go on here, and maybe more guys will be trying the outside and some different lanes here.
Well, gotta wish you the best of luck. Get back down here and get ready to take this thing into the final leg of the race. But got to be pretty confident with Ryan Bean being right next to you pushing you, as we know he's pretty good. But wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing, bud.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
All right, that was Casey Kuntz in the 31 machine, our leader of this field. So came in pit stops at the lead, came out with the lead. That's exactly what we want to see when this race has not had many lead changes during racing conditions. Only one, right?
I believe so. Yeah, just the one lead change so far.
And that's very rare. I mean, that's definitely interesting. We'll have to see what these drivers can formulate here. And he said he thinks it's just something. Drivers are really just trying to figure it out. And I completely agree with him. I think you're going to see it heat up a little bit here with multiple groups.
And I'm excited to see guys really trying stuff now that stage points are out of the window. You're racing to the finish here. You've got to figure out how to make passes at this point to give yourself a chance to win. Otherwise, Casey's got this in the bag if nobody else can really take advantage of that high side and get it rolling.
I think the second place car coming out of 4 is in a really good spot.
And it's funny that normally that's the case when we watch the actual NASCAR races at these plate tracks. You always figure that the guy that's in second place is the one that's really got the race in the bag. And it's fun to now have so many more options to be able to do stuff on your own. You don't have to rely so much on help now to make a pass.
Exactly right. Exactly right there, man. And I tell you what, we're going to see how it all shakes out here in the final stage of this RSR Cup Series race. Round number 9 here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the Sheffield Graphics 75. Casey Kuntz, our leader at the moment, Ryan Bean second. You know, these guys got to be thinking they're going to go here early again, try to get together here, and they're already off and away. Green flag is in the air. They did a good job here getting going, but I think the 28 of Junior Miller might be able to fill in that gap. Oh, Kuntz goes up, gives him the draft, and Bean will be able to slide into that second position.
Yeah, a little Sunday traffic zippering effect right there. Everybody just kind of filing in. Right, just enough space to do so. And it looks like everybody's single filed out yet again.
Everybody. It is a single file right now. That is interesting to see everybody just jump straight to the line. I mean, that shows you how worried they are about, you know, losing positions and going backwards and losing track position. I completely agree with all these drivers.
And I cannot, as a driver in this position, I am irritated and annoyed with the fact that everybody's content to ride around single file. I'm the type of guy at the plate races, I'm wanting to see what's going to make things happen. I'm pushing that issue and testing things. And if I'm in this field right now, I am fuming underneath my helmet because I'm like, come on, man. I just want to go to the front. I don't want to ride back here in, 20th position or 10th position. I want to get to the lead.
I mean, think of this. I mean, we our points leader, Cody McCauley, have not seen the 62 all night. He started 38. He's in 35th. I mean, Dylan Reed, 3-time winner this season. He won at Daytona. He's 39th and started 39th. He's only 36, and they're way back here. Both him and Alex Rudolph, all the teammates here, all running back here, decided to run back here. I don't know how they're going to get up there if the racing doesn't, pick up multi-groove wise. So these guys right now, in my opinion, maybe they're still thinking there's going to be a big wreck. I think that's what they think is going to happen, but they're still so far back.
And, that's the thing. Normally, we talk about it doesn't really matter where you qualify at these plate races because it's not hard to get to the front if you really want to. But right now, it's seeming like it's pretty hard to get up there. These guys that, started at the back, except for Casey and Ryan, as we got GT now getting a big push from Kevin Ruff here, looking to make something happen here.
Nobody's going to go with him, though. That's the unfortunate thing. Kenny used the side draft here to pull back at 28. Look, he's got a good – I mean, he's hanging there. It's just he needs some help. Somebody's got to jump over there. Hayward can get up there on that 48 and go help that 14. But right now, in my opinion, if there's a car on the outside line, I'm staying low because guess what I'm doing? I'm taking your position, and I'm getting one position closer to that top 5.
Yeah, it's a freebie, but the closer you get to the front, the more you've got to realize that those freebies are going to stop coming. The guys are not going to be jumping out.
That's very much so. This reminds me of a time about 2 to 3 years ago where the bottom line was just so dominant, and you'd ride around on the inside line, and guys would try to you could make stuff happen on the outside line, but it was very rare. It was very hard to do. It very rarely happened. And you'd have guys that would, elect to go up there. I mean, there was a lot of times where I would, use a little move to fake them to make them think I'm going outside to help them, and then I'd duck back down low. I'm that guy, I know, but it was a way to pass back then, and I think that's something drivers are going to have to start looking at here, possibly if they can't get this outer groove going. Because I mean, GT, our pole setter, guys, he's going straight backwards. I mean, he's back to 10th, and right now battling with the 68 Andrew Little. He's trying to side draft, but look at him. Look how much they're slowing each other down. The other pack is just driving away, but he's trying to fight tooth and nail here to slide in there because, I mean, that's all he can hope for. If he slides back here too far, he ain't gonna have too good of a shot possibly.
Yeah, and they've been steady even, just side drafting off of each other. Inside lane checked up a little bit ahead of him here, really opened up the door. But they were coming out of turn 2 last time, 5 mile an hour slower than the tail end of the line ahead of them. So the side drafting is, really slowing these guys down side by side. But now GT getting a little bit here. If he can get up and side draft the 9 of Kevin Giadrosich, he might be able to do something. But he's just pulling away now.
Yeah, I'm kind of mind blown. No one's jumped up there with him. I mean, he stayed dead even for a whole lap for this 10th position right here. I mean, look how much he pulls it back. If someone goes with him, they'll go forward. Somebody's got to help him.
If I'm, James Courtroan here right behind Andrew Little, I believe they're teammates, so he's not going to be leaving his teammate out to dry. But, Bob Fitzpatrick behind him's got to be seeing this and saying, hey, if he gets some people to work with, he can go forward.
Wow, GT.
Oh, no!
that's not going to be good. Oh, Curtis Preston, also teammate involved there. Oh, multiple cars coming through. Oh, some drivers did not slow down. The 27 Marc-Andre Thibodeau. Oh, 52 of Nathan Campbell involved. Multiple cars here involved in this wreck. And I tell you what, guys, that's unfortunate there. Our third caution tonight brought to you by Or Nissan Central. And man, whew, huge wreck here on the back straight or in the middle of 3 and 4 there. And you can see a 14 going spin around. There's Curtis Preston, Cup Series champion, taking that lick. And man, GT's Cup Series season just goes from, he has so many ups, and oh, look right here, he's gonna take a huge hit from the 27 Marc-Andre Thibodeau, and man, heavy lick there, and you can see the smoke is just a huge factor now too in these wrecks, I think.
And it's, talking about how, talking to Casey about how loose a car gets when you're right behind it there. That coupled with that slight little bit of contact immediately sending the 14 around. Man, I feel bad for GT. Like you said, his Cup season. It's a lot of ups, a lot of high points, but just not been able to close out those finishes that he really wants or needs or really deserves.
And you can't really fault him either. I mean, the guy's trying to make something happen, and move forward, and then just nobody's going to go with you, let you drop back. And then he tried to fight to get down there in that bottom line, gets down there, and kind of pulls down in front of James Courtroan. And, I mean, Courtroan was it was very close. Let's just say that. And I think, Courtroan probably didn't mean to do that, but it's just hard racing there.
Absolutely right. Just product of plate racing. You trying, especially now with the guys, they're trying so hard to learn and how to make passes. And when you get a shot to complete a pass for essentially free, you've got to take it. And sometimes, you try to close that door, and there's just you're not quite clear. Plate racing's a matter of inches.
Well, man, I tell you, it's gonna come down to a lot of close battles here. But Casey Kuntz right now, he's looking pretty strong. I gotta say, he's looking in a good position. Him and Ryan Bean might have made the call of the season so far with this. I mean, look at the field too. I mean, you gotta give a shout out to the Junior Miller there in the 28. I mean, that is just impressive there from so.
Yeah,
Good to
taking
see there.
advantage.
Yeah. No, I mean, but he started in 5th, so I mean, he's been for the whole time. It's just like, great run for him. He's had a tough season so far. I don't think he's had a top 5 to his for himself.
I think a lot of the same issues as GT. Running, just getting really good runs and trying to string them together, and then just situations out of your control taking you out of it here and giving you some poor finishes that you didn't deserve. But showing really good speed here, managed to work himself up to 3rd, and Martinsville winner Kevin Ruff up to 4th right now, up 23 positions. So he's hanging tough as well.
That he is Kevin Ruff, doing a fantastic job. But yeah, like looking at the stats there for, even Casey Kuntz, he has 0 top 5s, and so does the 28 of Miller there. So both those drivers without top 5s this season, both running here in the top 3 so far. So this could be a turnaround race here at Talladega. This could be something special here. And the cool thing is, like, the last few weeks we've had some special winners, man. I tell you that. It's been stuff that personally we didn't see coming during the race probably.
A lot of things have happened at the end of these races to kind of shake up the running order, maybe cause problems for people who were looking to be the favorites for the win during the race. They had a lot of speed and opened the door for guys to really capitalize on it, and they've done a really good job of it so far with these surprise finishes the last few weeks.
Looks like the pace car lights should go out this time here. And we'll go back green flag racing here at the Talladega Super Speedway. And shout out to iRacing.com for the update they brought us today. The new iRacing pace car out there. I think it's iRacing branded, so that's definitely interesting. They made the IR01 or whatever car, and they're like, we're gonna make a pace car too. So pretty cool stuff there from them. It was a great update today. A lot of cool things they brought, and these drivers still trying to learn this new build. But we definitely shout out to iRacing.com. If you haven't checked out iRacing.com, make sure you go do that and see what they got there, because I'll tell you what, you never know. could become your new favorite hobby.
And I gotta point out too that not only is this the outside of this new iRacing pace car looking slick, they fully texturized the inside now.
Really?
Oh yeah, Jeff Bodine's got himself a pretty nice setup in that car now.
Man, oh man. He's got a full set of everything. He's got the screen, all that. He can watch a movie.
Oh yeah.
He can watch Freaky Fast broadcasting. Actually, that's actually what he should be. That is
Robert very pleased with that.
well, man. This is only going to get more interesting to see who can position themselves here for another win. I mean, the last few weeks we've been having some surprise winners. Could we get a surprise winner here tonight? I tell you what. Of the top 7, none of these drivers, have won. So Ryan Bean there with last season's wins at the plate tracks, and he did win the race to kick off the season. So not Daytona, but the heats, the clash. Yeah. As the pace car is in, we'll Gary go back green flag racing here to see if they do the early start again. Last time they got timed pretty well by the drivers behind. They're doing a Casey Coons here, getting ready to dig. He digs, and green flag is out. Brian Bean, good restart from the outside. This may not work out for him this time to get down low. We'll see how it shakes out here. Oh,
Adam
no, the
Busby really late
112
in the start.
block. The 112 with the block on the 48 of Hunter Hayward there. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. The 48 backs out. Sorry to jump over there, Brandon.
Oh no, that's a good heads up for Hunter Hayward, but I'm sure he's going to be remembering that later. If Kevin Ruff decides he needs some help later on, he should not expect it out of that 48 car.
I tell you what, though, we got 4 teammates or 4 Alliance teammates up here up front. So we just thought that nobody's going to pull out up front. Now, definitely no one's pulling out up front. I think Hunter Hayward is going to be the first one we see to elect to do that. And he's even got Dustin Stallings and Adam Buzzio who is in that alliance too. So this is interesting stuff from these drivers. So I tell you what, the caution. What directly happened here, we'll have to see, is I think someone went spinning down to the inside lane. Oh, and that was Kevin Giadricic with contact with looks like Stephen Baldwin. Him and Giadricic getting into it. Giadricic tried to force himself to the inside lines. Drivers are having to do that, and he's going to spin himself out here as we'll go back on the Freaky Fast replay. See exactly what happened here. As you see, there's the 9. Giadricic trying to get down, but Baldwin is there, and the 9's going to turn himself across his nose. And that's what drivers are doing, trying to fight right now to get to that bottom lane.
Yeah, just again, a matter of inches. They're trying to cover off that bottom and just not quite enough room to make that move down to the inside there. Looked like for a second Kevin was going to be able to get that thing looped back around without making any contact, but it just took off to the fence, and unfortunate for Kevin Giadricic.
Yeah, we'll be coming by this time to get 30 to go here. 4th caution of the night brought to you by Or Nissan Central. At the move still with Casey Kuntz in the 31 leading this field. But like I was saying, the Alliance drivers up here, Hunter Hayward is really the only driver in the first 8 positions that's not a part of the Flyboys Racing Alliance with I'll make sure I'm getting this right. Where is oh yeah, Front Row Racing and I believe yes, Front Row Racing. Oh no, I'm yeah. So actually no. So Jetspin Racing is got Andrew Little. Sorry about that. So Andrew Little is not part of that, but Flyboys Racing and I believe Front Row Racing have a alliance, and those drivers are all working together there. So man, I tell you what, they got the whole group up here almost.
Got Cedric Hunter out there in chat. How's it going, Cedric? Saying go 21. Well, 21 is a 48 tonight, and already picked up a stage win, which leads me to my my mid-race recap here. Pole sitter GT Rosari in the 14. Stage 1 winner of Hunter Hayward in the 48. Stage 2 winner, 31 of Casey Kuntz, after some magnificent pit strategy to give himself the track position there. And so far, I believe 2 cautions, or 3 cautions for on-track incidents.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic race so far. Right now, these drivers still trying to definitely figure out how they're going to navigate this new package. I know me and Cedric, shout out to you, Cedric, out there running some laps with me earlier today. As I think after here tonight, I'm gonna get out there and get back on track and try to learn some more about this stuff here, guys. As we got Hunter Wintertaker out there. He says, "Let's go Stallings." Last week's winner, Dustin Stallings, at man, I tell you what, that was a great finish for him though last week. That was really cool to see after a really interesting race there at Richmond.
Yeah, and backing it up tonight, sitting sixth, in sixth place here. Just trying to figure out, how to make something happen. I was thinking that we talked about the guys that normally we see at the front that have just been kind of mired in the back of the pack. And I really think that's what we're missing. Guys willing to be aggressive. Guys right now seem like they're really content. They're like, okay, I've got really good position right now. I don't want to jeopardize that. But if we just need more people to hop up here with Dustin Stallings and Hunter Hayward, I know Hunter can be pretty aggressive as well. If we can get some more guys that are going to be aggressive with him, I think they can finally make something happen.
Yeah, I tell you what though, man, the teammates that we got up here, it's going to be interesting to see how all these guys work together here, because Hayward's kind of the odd man out right here for this teammate alliance up here in this top 7 drivers, man. I tell you, that's pretty cool to see how they've all positioned themselves this well, and coming down to the end here, they could be the ones putting themselves up here in the front with just teammates, and it could just come down to one of them guys.
I tell you, that's a really comfortable position to be in, having not necessarily even teammates, but just an alliance of guys. We're going to work with you and help you out. Really blanketed behind you as the leader. You're not going to have to worry about much pressure. And you just kind of ride around and take it easy and just make it to the end of the race.
Looking at Trevor Massetti here in the 88. He was our pole setter from Daytona. And I think he finished second at Daytona to Dylan Reed, our Daytona winner, still back here in the 27th position. Cody McCauley, his teammate, our points leader, in the 28th position. So these drivers still quite far back with under 30 to go here at Talladega. We'll see how it all shakes out here. Can anybody figure out how to make passes? That's the question we got to ask ourselves.
Well, if they're going to figure it out, and if it's possible, they're going to have to figure it out pretty soon. Laps are winding down, and they can't really afford to be running around clicking them off single file. You got to be learning, and you're running out of time to learn.
See if Casey Kuntz can continue to hold on to this lead here as these guys pace for the final time here through 3 and 4 before we go to take the green flag to get back racing here at the RSR Cup Series. Through 9 rounds, man, it's been fantastic so far. So make sure you go check out all of those races on replay, because, man, there were some fantastic races we've had this season. Thank you all for tuning in here to Freaky Fast Broadcasting as we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here at the Talladega Super Speedway with the Evolution Racing Leagues. Pace car is going to come to pit road here, let the field do their thing. How does this restart play out? We got the top 4 as teammates. How do they shake this out and get lined up here? They're going to try to do their best impression. Green flag is in the air. Casey Kuntz is off and away. And how can the teammates line up from here? Looks like Bean trying to get down. He's going to be able to slide down in front of Junior Miller in that 28. Hayward slides into the 4th position, and then from there, looks like Ruff was the one stuck out, and so was Dustin Stallings. Those two going straight backwards.
Yeah, Hunter Hayward was not going to allow Kevin Ruff the space to chop his nose off this restart. Made sure to keep nice and close to the 28 ahead of him there. And now, unfortunately, Kevin Ruff is kind of dropping right now. I'll see if anybody is able to hop to the outside and make anything work. But single file for about the first 7 spots.
Can Ruff get down this racetrack? He's racing side by side with, well, it looks like Travis Everett hitting pit road in the 59 at the moment. So bringing that 59 Camaro down here to pit road, very interesting for that man in that car. So we'll have to see what goes on there. But looking back here throughout the pack, hard racing. You got Dylan Reed there in the 31 with the 62 of Cody McCauley. They're trying to work their way around this outside down the back straightaway.
Well, Zach, I think what Travis Everett's doing is putting himself in a position where he's not going to have to pit for fuel for the rest of the race and cycle around when the rest of these guys do and come out the leader.
Wow, that might be a super good call. I mean, but with the amount of laps here, I mean, yeah, I guess that could work out. I mean, we'll have to see, but this is that's an interesting call, man. That's the thing. But look at this. 31 and the 62 of Cody McCauley here, the teammates, and they got Alex Rue out there directly behind them. Got the 5 of Ryan Ezel. These drivers all going forward here down the front straightaway. Did they start to figure out how to use this outside line here as they're running backward in the tail end of the 20s?
Well, I got to figure that's where it's going to come from. It seemed like they were just waiting for the teammates to get lined up here. Next teammate, John Willett, a good amount ahead of them here to see if they can make up the gap. Also, it looks like Travis Everett, I think, may have gotten a speeding penalty, Zach. He was in the pits for 45 seconds, definitely got a penalty on that, so his strategy not going to work out very well for him here.
Yeah, that strategy just went out the window. It's just going to be trying to hope for something after he comes out of pit road now to get some type of caution here. With 25 to go, Casey Kuntz holding on to the lead. I tell you what, it's going to be tough to beat these guys up front from what I'm seeing.
That outside lane in the back is starting to make some progress here. They're kind of fanning out. They're getting really close and then really widening out the gap down the straightaways to prevent that side draft from happening. Really aggressive bumping from Cody McCauley on his teammate Dylan Reed. And Alex Rudolph right on McCauley's bumper. These guys are trying to do something.
Yeah, and that's the thing you got to do. You have to side draft and get away. You know, if you stay there too long, the side draft's going to switch to you when you start to go forward. So you have to pull it, then get off. Because that's what they're doing here to ride on board. McCauley try the side draft here, but it's so tough to draft now right up on that back bumper. It gets the car heading so loose, and the car right behind too, so loose. As they try to go forward here, up through the pack, and it's been tough so far for them.
They've been making slow and steady progress. Not a lot at one time, but it's progress nonetheless, and that's what you need. You guys need to see this and say, okay, do it. Now's the time to go ahead and try to hop out here and make something happen.
I think it's definitely possible. I think from what I've seen from them, I think the outside lane is definitely usable.
Well, we finally got a decent group of about 5 cars here for this outside lane. Just not a little bit of contact.
82 up into McClinton Mata. Whew, what a save from Dylan Reed, our 3-time winner.
That's kind of the downside of the side draft. A little bit of a wiggle. Contact very easy to have happen. Just how close you're having to get to these cars.
You're exactly right. He was right on the quarter panel. The 82 wiggles a little bit, and that's the contact we got. And look how much it dropped them off momentum-wise. That single file line starting to pull away from this double file pack.
That outside lane now kind of spread out a good bit, but they do have the numbers advantage over the inside lane right now.
Wow, look at the run the inside lane gets up to the back of this 19. Wow. Tony Ludi. As everything stays side by side or single file up front, these guys balance still hard trying to charge forward.
That battle right now back to about the 23rd, 24th, 25th position. These guys, they're just trying to just learn something here. They make a little bit of progress, but a little bit more contact.
That might be an incident. They stick it together still somehow. But 131, Dylan Reed there contact. I believe that was with the 19 of Tony Reed.
Looks like Dylan Reed being very aggressive with the side drafting right now. A little bit of contact here, but good job of these guys keeping that straight. That was an accident just waiting to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're going to have to be. I think these guys are going to have to be aggressive with the side draft if they want to keep going forward. It seems like they got down to that low line now that team has. As oh no, is that the fire? Oh no, contact between the 19 of Tony Ludi and it looks like Kevin Sabilla in the 78. He's going to get a little bit of contact from that, and that's going to send him flying into the grass on the pit road.
Well, no caution out of that. Getting reports now. Casey Kuntz and Ryan Bean calling out they're coming into pit, as well as the 6 of Rusty Modesty, the 28 as well.
This is where you can win the race. This is the moment. I mean, personally, Hunter Hayward in there super deep. He gets it slow down. Bean's going to take the lead on entry here. Hayward to the inside, but Kuntz has got to turn in before Hayward's going to get to his box. This could be interesting here on pit road, guys. Hopefully no contact. Oh, the 31 turns across. He gets into his box. Doesn't slide through. Good job for him. And this is going to be key here. Who can come out with the lead of the pack? You're going to want to be that driver.
Absolutely. I don't know if you don't take tires and the rest of these guys do, you're going to come out way ahead. They're going to have one heck of a toe on you and just kind of blow by you here. But it looks like they're going to come out pretty even. Hunter Hayward going to come out second off pit road.
Second behind Ryan Bean off of pit road. Right now, the leader of those two, the 3 in the hands of the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick, as this could be a point right here where you win the race. Just entering and exiting pit road. If you can get on there quickly and run fast laps in and out, you could definitely swing this race into your advantage.
I think so. It's just the timing, trying to figure out a good timing for these pit stops. If you can cycle around to, come through your green flag stop and cycle out as the lead pack, it's like 2 races in a race. You're trying to race the guys that you're in, trying to get to the lead of that pack, and then also trying to beat the second pack that's pitting to come around to inherit the lead. And back here, yeah, they're finally getting there.
Yes, they are. 131 Dylan Reed now to the front of this pack, and I really think this outside line can move, man. You just got to use it a certain way, and these guys have got to figure it out.
Well, that's another benefit when you run back in the pack. You've got a lot more opportunity to try things than you do from 3rd or 4th place. And they've been putting it to good use here, been able to really make that outside lane work with just these 4 cars.
Yeah, now this group of cars here going down the back straightaway with Ryan Bean leading, they're going to have to turn really fast lap times because these guys up front, this is where they could be very strong in this portion of the race, is that they turn really fast lap times compared to those drivers, they could jump them and come out in front of them.
And that's really what you're trying to do if you're elected to be the second pack or the 3rd pack that comes out. You're just trying to string together those quick lap times to give yourself even more of an advantage to cycle even farther forward after everything, everybody comes in and we get back to a single pack here. And it looks like the 3 and a lot of the guys that are with him coming into pit this time by, it looks like the pack here of Dylan Reed, Cody McCauley, Alex Rudolph and Nolan Potter staying out just a little bit longer than everybody else.
Yeah, and that's a interesting call for these drivers. I like that. I like what they're doing here because if it's a fuel-only stop, they can take less fuel.
Save a little bit of time.
Okay, they are drafting up to the back of the 19. You're going to see this smart move to go up high, grab that draft, get the run down the back straightaway. I like what the Elite Racing group here is doing. This team has been very smart. This is somewhat out of the playbook for myself. You try to get to the lead here in these pit stop sequences, and here they come to pit road. We'll see where they sequence out. This is going to be the key because less cars entering pit road, easier time getting into your box.
Absolutely, and especially a lot of these guys that have qualified really low pull in immediately once they come into pit road. Now it's just you cannot afford to get a penalty here with the limited amount of people you're pitting with. Everybody has to be on their best behavior getting on pit road. You can't afford to lose even one car. So
looking at lap time wise, Hayward and Bean, the 2 leaders of the other line, They should cycle out here to the lead. I believe with the lap times run here are the Elite Racing Group drivers leaving pit road there. You see the 42 Alex Rudolph exiting his stall, getting onto that apron. Yeah, they're going to be way behind, actually, guys. Here comes this pack, and they're going to actually lose this front pack here, I believe.
Well, I think by the time they get up to speed, they should be able to just snag onto the tail end of the lead draft here, but that is a huge net gain in positions for where these guys were running.
Yeah, and it's possible because I'm telling you what, you actually get up the, it feels like you get up the speed faster than you used to. I really feel that. And if they can side draft here good, they're making the cars go to the outside too. If they can side draft here, they may be able to pull a few cars back, get in a pretty good position, and they can have a shot at this thing here as we're going to be coming to 14 to go. As Bean jumped down the line, and I tell you what, this is going to help Reed now as they're jumping down. It's going to give him a little bit of draft as they all jump down in front of him. The 131 is going to cover off that inside. They're going to be 3 wide going through the tri-oval here, side by side. Looks like the 112 of Kevin Ruff and the 131 of Dylan Reed, all side by side here going through. It actually worked out pretty well for the Elite Racing Group drivers, especially they got Wellette with them now too.
Yeah, a big loser in that pack was Alex Rudolph in the 42. Lost touch with these guys, ended up cycling into the lead of the second pack just behind them.
Yeah, it looks like he might have slid through that box there a little bit. Had a mistake under that caution. As I tell you what, out front still, you got Daniel Gonzalez, Kevin G. Adrich running 50.1 right now out front. James Court running that third position. These drivers 16 seconds ahead of O'Leary have yet to pit yet, I believe. And they're definitely in an interesting spot here. I think that, you know, you would think you want to catch a caution here, but they really don't.
Absolutely not. You know, it's 11-car breakaway here, and you got to figure even if you make a move, you can't finish any worse than 11th as it stands right now. You've got to force these guys to really get after it and catch and run down your pack here. It really opens up the door for these guys to try to make those passes work because there's not much risk involved now. You're only going to lose a handful rather than trying to go from the front and make something work to falling all the way to the back of the pack.
Tell you when we see Daniel Gonzalez get a top 3 finish there at the Martinsville Speedway. Could he go from the smallest track to the biggest track to get another great finish for this 84? As I believe he'll still have to hit pit road, but you never know how it could shake out for him here down to the very end.
There's still a decent bit of time left, just over 12 laps, but these guys that are in that second pack, it's not looking very good. I'm just surprised that these guys in the front pack, they're still single file. They're not trying to, you know, try to almost split up this pack about halfway and just see what you can do. Teammates even just content with sitting in line right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, from that 9th position on back, I think those drivers may all like to make some type of move here. I think the only problem they're going to have to worry about is they got Kevin Ruff and Casey Kuntz there on the end of that line. Actually, Casey Kuntz has actually fell back, so unfortunate pit stop for Casey. It seems like he may have slipped through his box or had a little issue as he slid back to that 13th position now. Dropped off from the back of his pack.
It's a lot rides on the green flag stops. You cannot afford to have any types of mistake. And they, especially when a race goes green, they will almost ruin your race just having a tiny one.
Let's see here. When's the last time they had stopped here for this number 84? Looks like they stopped on lap 47 on that stage there for himself. So, and they're definitely not going to be able to make it to the end here. I think they're nearing the end of their fuel load here because it's about 20 laps already here in the books for them. I can see them maybe going another 3 to 4 laps if at most. But just about 3.
Yeah, I think it was just really trying to play out and see if there was a caution that was going to come out and help these guys. But right now, even a caution's not going to save them. Nobody else is going to be coming down pit road. Everybody else can make it to the end. So they're just, you know, riding out their strategy, made their bed, and they're having to lay in it, just hoping, you know, something happens that puts them in a good position.
Definitely so. As you're right on board with the 48 of Hunter Hayward. He's right behind the 25 Ryan Bean. I tell you, it's going to set up with Ryan Bean in the lead, and could we see him get his 3rd restrictor plate win here? I mean, This dude has been fantastic at the restrictor plates.
It's funny, the guys that just seem to always finish well here,
We're wrecking. Oh no, big wreck on the front straightaway. I don't know. That's Casey Kuntz, I think, in the 31 there, isn't it? Looks like we're gonna stay green though here. As that was a heavy hit back here with I believe that was contact from 55 Adam Buzzio and the 42 Alex Rudolph there piling in. Wow, and Bob Fitzpatrick had a big moment. There was a lot of cars that had a big moment. It was caution out.
I'll tell you, that lead pack did not want to see this caution come out.
Oh, here you see the contact. There's a 31 of Casey Kuntz to our stage 2 victor. Man, unfortunate for him. Oh, there's Ryan Ezel just barely getting by. As that's going to bring out our Orange Nissan Central caution here at the Talladega Super Speedway. With under 10 to go. Top 3 definitely going to have to pit now. And, I mean, or do they save fuel here? Just try to stretch it.
I don't know. I don't think this fuel with this fuel load they have that they can make it that far, even with this caution. It helped them a little bit because they're gonna essentially be able to just come out at the back of the field rather than hoping that they're not losing a lot of time and that they miss out on catching it. So it helps a little bit, but as far as we've seen so far with the passing being so difficult to do, it's not that big of a help.
Man, it's right here is going to be very interesting because, the top 3 are going to the pit. Of course, here is, you see Gonzalez here, Daniel. Adricich is staying out there, guys.
That's a bold call.
This sets up Hunter Hayward maybe in a pretty good position. He's going to be the second car in that inside lane. If that 9 can't make it, can he get around that 9?
Well, and that's the most difficult thing is he's going to have to be pushing the 9, and he's going to have the gap to see that he's sputtering and he's closing in on him really quick. But is he going to have the space to make that pass? Are they finally going to decide, okay, we've got to go 2x2 here? There's, we're going to have about 4 or 5 laps when we come back to green. You can't afford to get single file now.
Man, and I tell you what, with the damage that the 9 has on his back bumper, will that 9 be up to par? If I'm Hayward here, if you can get the 9 clear, yourself clearing the 9 clear off the exit of 2, he's got to side draft him down the back straightaway to try to take the lead.
I think you're absolutely right.
Damage, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Zach. If his goal for this restart is he has to stay right on the back bumper of the 9, not let the 25 be able to get down, and try to get a little bit of help, back off a little bit, and get that run, and then side draft by the 9 to get himself to the lead. And what we've seen so far, if he can get to the lead, unless the car behind him has a lot of help to really break that bubble and get to him, it's not going to be that easy to pass him.
This is gonna play out so many different ways, man. It's good. This is gonna get interesting. We're going to get to see this package definitely, the most of the side draft. I think guys are going to get really aggressive here down to the very end.
I think they absolutely will, and they absolutely have to. Like I said, they can't afford to be single file now. It's go time. You've got to get what you can get now.
Well, I'm nervous. I am definitely nervous right now for these drivers. See how it plays out. Oh, let's say Giadrich hit pit road.
That changes things a bit.
Maybe just wanted to lead a lap there, I'm guessing, actually. That's probably what it was there. So he's going to pit. Now, Hunter Hayward, I don't think he's in a good spot.
Not anymore, no. Now he has to try to to really be able to find that gap to hop in behind the 25. And that's I think a pretty good position. We saw him able to make that second position work to get the side draft to make the pass. But he has to be able to get into that second position to do it.
Man, I'm to the point where like I think, because this is interesting because Bean's got the help of the 28, the 93 on his side teammate wise. So Hayward doesn't sit in a good position there, but maybe Stallings can give him enough to get him in there. I mean, you don't know. I mean, Reed and Macaulay and Willett are all going to try to work together here too. It's who the friends have got to come out here sooner or later.
Yeah, I think the biggest advantage so far is going to go to the 131, the 62, and the 81 as teammates working together. They for sure are going to have the most guaranteed help, but they've got to be able to find a position to actually use that advantage. And yeah, look, two of them being on the inside here, we've seen it kind of really single file out pretty early. But as late as it is here, I don't imagine people are going to be trying to jump to the bottom. I think if you're starting on the outside, you kind of just have to roll with it and see if you can get it going.
Well, man, this is going to come down to it right here. We're going to figure it all out here live on Freaky Fast Broadcasting here with the RSR Cup Series. I'm excited to see how it's all going to play out, man. You never know what's going to happen here. And everybody out there, thank you for tuning in as this is about to get wild here at the Talladega Super Speedway here for round number 9 of the RSR Cup Series. Who do you got? Let us know out there in chat as the pace car is going to look to pull in here this time. Ryan Bean, your leader here. 2-time restricted play champion winner here at the RSR Cup Series. He's going to take off nice and quick, trying to get the teammates down low. Can Hayward, he got a good restart, guys. Can he get down and cover off that 28? He possibly will. Yes, going through the gears, the 48 of Hayward down to the second position. Great restart for himself to put himself in between the teammates that maybe have a factor down here at the very end.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that he's not going to have any friends if he decides to make the move. You got to figure that the 28 is going to go with Ryan Bean here, with Dustin Stallings right behind him, as well as Dylan Reed, Cody McCauley, and John Willett. I imagine we'll see them jumping out here before too long, trying to get by this front group ahead of them.
25 of Hunter, or 25 of Ryan Bean lead the way. Hunter Hayward in the second position. You have the 28 of Junior Miller with Dustin Stallings in that third position. Look at Reed and Macaulay and the 81 of Willett. They're dropping back. Are they trying to build a run here?
I think that's the play. You've got to have the momentum to shoot around these guys. And Dylan Reed laying back, getting a pretty big run here, trying to make something happen. Teammate Cody McCauley directly on his bumper, trying to follow suit.
Trying to set some up here. 5 to go here at the Talladega Super Speedway. As we ride on board, look at the run here. 131 of Dylan Reed, big run, winner from Daytona, looking to go to Talladega here to get the win. Here comes the run from the 5th position on back. Where does the rest of the field go here? The 28 jumps up looking to block that, but he's going to drop back down here as they've stalled out with Stallings here. As Stallings is trying to do the stalling.
And John Willett at the back of this little team group here, trying to cover off the inside, make sure that they don't get past. Did a really good job of it there, but it was close. He about got himself turned off the nose in the 112.
It's going to take a big run for them, but I think they figured out that's going to be the case here. 4 to go here. Reed backs it up once again, going into 1. Can he time this perfectly? That's going to be the question. Can they build the run they need? That is always the question here at Talladega, but I just don't know if they can. You see them get to Stallings, and they stalled out. So, can they do it? They're going to have a big run going down here in the 3, though. He backed it up again, though. He's going to back it up even more. They're trying to get a mega run here, Brandon.
And it's just a matter of if they can time it correctly. And there's a caution.
Oh, no. That's going to bring us to overtime. It looks like that's between the 55 of Adam Buzzio, the 31 of Casey Kuntz, and I believe the 19 there of Tony Ludy. So multiple cars involved in that wreck there to bring the caution out here at the very end. Battling for this 22nd position. Here we go on the free fast replay. exactly like, oh, there's a 31, a little bit of a bump, and he gets sent down the racetrack into the 55 Adam Buzzio. Hard wreck here on the back straightaway. Going to put us into overtime racing.
Unfortunate end of the race here for the 31 of Casey Kuntz, showing a lot of speed, a lot of good strategy, put himself in a good position. It just kind of all went awry.
Man, oh man, yeah, it's unfortunate, winner of the stage getting caught up in that, but hey, he got a stage win, got some good points, so at least he can take that with him there, and maybe his teammate Ryan Bean here can pull it out.
This kind of we're gonna have a green-white checkered here. If Hunter Hayward can get into second, I think he can lay back a little bit and get that run that he needs. It doesn't look like even with the teammates working together, they just can't quite get the energy they need to make any passes happen.
Yeah, Hayward's in a tough spot. He definitely needs help. But if I'm him, I'm looking back at that 131. When does the run come from them guys? Do they time it right? I mean, here with the green white checker, do you have enough time to time it right? I don't know.
I don't think you do. We saw it took about half a lap for them to even generate the run, and then another quarter to actually get up there with it to try to make the pass. And as soon as they got there, it just stalled out completely. I just don't think there's enough time.
Well, this is going to be extended to our first green white checkered of this evening here. We have a chance of 2 of those. So first overtime of the night. Right, not first overtime tonight. We had overtime earlier, but first overtime here in the Cup Series here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Ryan Bean looking to back up his Talladega win last season.
A really good position to do that. Is ever since the end of the first stage, he has been up here riding around at least in the top 3. Man, if he can three-peat, that's going to be pretty good.
That would be some feat from that 25, that's for sure. He's definitely got a knack for it, and I think he's in the best position. I mean, he's got his teammates there, the 28 and the 93, coming down here to the end.
Yeah, the good news is that we've shown that you can make passes on your own. You don't have to rely so much on the help. I think the biggest benefit here for Hunter Hayward is the fact that when he gets up to side draft Ryan Bean, it's going to slow him down so much that even though the 28's there, they're not going to have the momentum, whereas Hunter Hayward will. If he can somehow time this move to be coming off of 4 on the last lap, I think that is what gets him the win.
Yeah, I think he's got to wait till, if he can get down there and hold that spot, I think he's got to wait till 4. I mean, that's all I think you can do. I think you do it too early, you're going to get passed back.
Yeah, and you don't have to beat him by the full car length, just by a nose, and that's all you got to get. Just try to time it to where that's all you got.
I mean, what kind of story would that be for Hunter Hayward? The season he's having in the ARCA series, they come out here at Talladega and pull off a victory. I mean, that would be some type of story for the young man.
Absolutely, and that's going to have a lot of eyes so far. Even with the stage win here, a lot of people are going to be looking at him for a full-time ride in the Cup Series here. But if he can come out and get a win, that's going to be even more in it, especially considering his success in the ARCA Series. It bodes well for his future here in the Cup Series.
It really does. It really does. And that's what you get to love to see. The ARCA Series, the transfer of talent. The growth of talent. Just sitting up here to duel here with the big boys in the Cup Series, man. It's so cool to see. You got so many great guys down in the ARCA that are going to be fighting, every bit they can to get up here into the Cup Series and battle here on these Tuesday nights here, man, in prime time.
Absolutely, and it's definitely it would be a bit of sweet redemption for Hunter Hayward as he had a fill-in role for Martinsville and really did not have the best race. Had quite a bad result in that. Just really torn up race car. And if he can come out of here and say, "Hey, look, guys, that was just a product of Martinsville, and I'm here to show you guys that I can race a lot better than that," and come out with a win tonight, it's gonna be really good for him.
That would be something to see for sure. A fill-in driver here come out here and get a win. But I tell you what, man, he's got to beat the man, Ryan Bean here, who's been dominant at the plate tracks. We're going green this time by. Who do you think's in the best position, Brandon?
As what we've seen so far, I would have to say Ryan Bean, but we know and we've seen that Hunter Hayward can make that pass happen. He did it to the 14 at GT Rosari. So I think these two are going to be our winner. I don't think anybody from the first two spots back. If Hunter Hayward can get down in that second position, it's between those two. I don't think anybody else can do anything for with him.
I'm going to pick the 28 JR Miller here. I think JR is in a very good spot. Started fifth. He's been up here all night. He's weathered the storm all night long. You can't remember Dustin. You can't forget Dustin Stallings there trying to go for 2 in a row up into the 4th position now. But I think this 28. I think something's going to happen possibly between this 48 and this 25 here that opens the door for the 28.
We've seen it happen before. It's very possible.
It very much is here. Iris and Pace Car are going to pull down to pit road here. It's going to be in the hands of Ryan Bean. When does he go here? They've been timing it weirdly here with the teammate situation here, so we'll see how they go. There it is, green flag in the air. Ryan Bean off and away, but they're wrecking from about the 7th position on back, and I tell you what, that's going to bring out a caution here immediately. Caution is out, and I believe that was around Nolan Potter in the 34. Man, that's unfortunate there for our first green white checkered attempt.
I have to go back and look at that here. I think that was just a product. There were some restart games being played here. The guy's trying to time it, and it had everybody checking up, and just got run into the back of on the outside and got turned as a result of it.
Yeah, that outside lane seems like a few drivers definitely trying to build some room there, and it seemed to cause an issue.
Yeah, just everybody trying to be stacked up as much as possible, trying to get the best jump they can, and knowing it's a green white checkered, you got to go. Unfortunate result though.
So my question, I don't even think that counted as a restart, guys, because the green flag never woo. I mean, Ryan Bean took off, but I don't think the green flag ever woo. So I think everybody gets back to their normal position personally. So that right there wasn't even a caution. This just pretty much extended the yellow. As you see Hayward out here out front, and the pace car lights are off, so we're going back green here. Yeah, he's waiting for the pace car. There's Ryan Bean up ahead of them too. You got JR Miller and Dustin Stallings still out front. Pace car, and looks like we'll extend that yellow here, so the lights will kick back onto the pace car, and we should be going green next time by.
These guys are saying, "Come on, Jeff, get after it."
Come on, Jimbo, down. Step on that gas. Yeah, he's got too many TVs in the car now. Too much technology. It's distracting Jeff Bodine. Well, guys, now the pace car's going to catch up here. That's going to reset everything. So, still green white checkered attempt number 1.
Well, the thing I'm seeing on that restart there is that Ryan Bean is being very conscious about making sure that the 28 is able to restart on his back bumper and not open the door for Hunter Hayward to jump down.
Oof, this is the games are being played, boys. The question is, who's going to play the game right?
I mean that's the big question. I would think stacking up the field like that, I don't think that's the best idea you want. I think you try to time with your teammate and jump a little bit early, and you both go together rather than having everybody sitting next to you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It's been a fantastic race here so far for the Sheffield Graphics 75. As we're in overtime attempt number 1 here. As we've stretched this race, it's going to go to 79. So it's pretty much the Sheffield Graphics 79 here. As we'll get ready to go back green flag racing. Man, I tell you what, that's an interesting thing. I mean, Nolan Potter is pretty happy about that, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of guys who got checked up there are pretty happy about that.
Oh, I would be, talking about essentially a free green-white checkered here, as they hadn't taken the green by the time all the carnage happened behind him. So call it green-white checkered 1.5 out of 2. And man, I'm just looking at the top 10 here. Look at everybody in the top 10 has gained positions, and a lot of them, like Dylan Reed, Cody McCauley, up 30 plus positions in this race so far.
Man, oh man, those two have been, or they've been climbing.
And it definitely hasn't been easy.
No, they played right strategy. That's really what, they waited, got their track position at the right time, and now they're in position to win a race. I'm so nervous. Get that nervous energy building up now as Ryan Bean's gonna get the pace car a bump off to say, come on, get off the racetrack. And we'll get ready to go green flag racing here for possibly the final time here tonight. Time number 1 here. Ryan Bean off and away. And we're back racing here in the RSR Cup Series for overtime attempt number 1. Hunter Hayward not able to get down and clear that bottom, but he's on that outside line. The outside line looks more formed up than it ever has. Stallings down to the bottom. Let's see what forms up here from now.
Well, they're slowing down here, side drafting each other for second place, but that inside lane's got the momentum. Hunter Hayward's going to drop back here. Doesn't look like anybody's really formed up behind him to get going, but now Dylan Reed looking to pop out. Got his teammate just behind him here. Oh, a little bit of contact.
In the 48, but Reed there to the back bumper of the 48. Hunter Hayward has an ability to jump low. He's going to jump low in front of the 93 of Stallings here. What can formulate? You got Nolan Potter up top with the 133 of Dylan Reed formulating here. This will be coming off a 4. This time we're going to be looking to take the Sheffield Graphics white flag. They come through the tribal here, and there it is. White flag in the air. One final time here from Talladega. Ryan Bean, your leader. J.R. Miller in the second position. Hunter Hayward in third. Cody McCauley going to jump to the outside of Dustin Stallings here. He's got a decent run. The outside line is forming. What can Hunter Hayward do here as he's in that third spot? He looks to push J.R. Miller, but Miller backs back out of it. Here as the run comes from the outside lane. Can McCauley do anything with it in the 62? The outside lane definitely forming up here, going down into 3 and 4 as actually they back out of it now. You're riding on board with the third place car. Hunter Hayward here is racing side by side behind this. Who has something? Hayward with the big run out of 4. Does he push the 28 here? What does the 28 do? Here, Ryan Bean. He is going to win his second race in a row here at Talladega. And a record across the line. What a finish here at Talladega. Congrats to Ryan Bean on what a win here. Making a great strategy call for his team to get out front. J.R. Miller, what a call from himself, also staying up front all night long in that 28. And Hunter Hayward topping it all off with a third place finish in that 48 for his fill-in race.
Yeah, really good race and a lot of a steep learning curve for this new aero package we've got on the Cup cars here. Really changes the complexity of these plate races, and these guys are going to have to take quite a while here to figure it out, it seems. There's a lot to learn.
Lot to learn, but Ryan Bean is the one teaching, as he is put himself again in victory lane here at Talladega. The RSR Cup Series, they said they had to go through him to get the win here tonight, as he's your Sheffield Graphics race winner here at the Talladega Super Speedway. He was definitely the man to beat, as he was able to drive himself from that 18th position all the way to first for that 25 of Ryan Bean. Congrats to Ryan Bean on the victory here tonight as he celebrates on the front straightaway with that Chevrolet Accessories number 25. We will pull up our top 3 drivers here in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a break and get these guys ready. Get ready for your post-race interviews. We'll be back in one moment. All right, we are back here at the Talladega Super Speedway with the round number 9 for the RSR Cup Series. We have our top 3 finishers here tonight. First up will be new full-time driver, I must say. We heard that here live. New full-time driver, Hunter Hayward in the 48. So let's see what his thoughts are on his third place finish here tonight after getting a stage win also. Hey, Hunter, Zach up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy.
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, oh man, what a race for yourself in the 48. Looked tough out there sometimes tonight to be able to get positions, but you kept your cool. After winning the stage number 1, slid back to about that 8th position and slowly worked your way back into position to fight a lot of teammates. That's what you were having to fight, face off against a lot of teammates there together. So you were in a tough spot, man, but you still was able to come in that 3rd spot, fighting hard from that outside to get back to the bottom. First race for you here in the Cup car with this new package. What's the overall thoughts?
Oh man, I just find it funny the day of the big update and the brand new physics for the super speedways, a way more realistic version, is the day we had to go to the cup race at the super speedway. I'm not complaining. I like this package. It's a lot more realistic in some spectrums. The side drafting is awesome. I really like that. That's what helped me get that stage win. Man, I'll tell you what. I mean, it makes a pocket of air. It's really good for the leader to control lanes. Um, it's just hard to catch somebody like you saw at the finish there. I was trying to do what I did at the end of stage 1 and trying to get on the outside of the 25 side draft around both of them, maybe get that win, but I just couldn't with that bubble of air in front of me. But yeah, we had an awesome race today. Stage 2 wasn't the best. I mean, I think we still got a top 5, top 8 out of it, but we stayed up there all day, and I mean, it's a great way to represent the 48.
Oh, it definitely is. And tell you what, good thing too. Now as you are full time now up here in the Cup Series in this 48, man. Congrats on that. But next week we head to Kansas. You think you can show off anything that speed we've seen in the ARCA cars at the mile and a half at Kansas next week in the Cup car?
Yeah, at Kansas, I kind of like to think myself as more of a Tyler Reddick. Rip that wall. Maybe I don't know who likes to run the wall. Well, okay, it doesn't matter, but and yeah, I really like it. The qualifying there is kind of sucks because you're wide open the whole time around, but it's just all about strategy and saving your tires right up on that wall. I'm really good at saving my right front, especially on the wall. I really like to loosen up my car, kind of like a Darlington style. So I'm really good at Kansas. I had a league race there a couple weeks ago, and I got second. So I'm not complaining whatsoever. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, it'll be exciting to see, my friend. Exciting to see. But congrats on third here tonight, Hunter. It's been fantastic to watch your growth through the series, buddy. And getting a stage win here tonight. Maybe you'll get that first victory here at some point during this season. But anybody wants to send a shout out to before we let you go, buddy?
Yeah, all my teammates at Zab Motorsports, Kevin Zabadil, everybody out there, Rusty Modesty, Chad Bessinger, all of them. I'm just very thankful for them to give me the opportunity. Ryan Ezel for helping making this all work, getting me from the ARCA to the Cup to everything. Just so thankful. Of my family out there watching. Just the opportunity to race with iRacing and get my name out there. Just everything. It's really a dream come true. So you guys broadcasting this, especially 2 wonderful broadcasters, and especially Robert Moyer Jr. up in the booth also. So I'm just very thankful.
Well, buddy, you have a good night. Congrats on third, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you. You have a good night.
All right, that was Hunter Hayward, your third place finisher tonight. Now we're going to move on to our second place finisher tonight of J.R. Miller. What a night it was for him. First top 5 of the season, and also a great team victory here for Front Row Motorsports. So let's see what his thoughts are on finishing second to his Front Row Racing teammate. Sorry about that, Front Row Racing, not Front Row Motorsports. Hey, JR, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
Gotcha, Zach.
Hey, man, well, I tell you what, great, fantastic racing from y'all's team out there tonight. Front Row Racing and Flyboy Racing working very well together. And you guys played a great race all night. I mean, your teammate Ryan being there played the strategy to pit early under that first stage to get to the lead. But you stuck up there the whole entire race, man, qualifying in that 5th position. And really, that 28 was never really outside the top 5, man. So just describe to us this new package and how the race went for you tonight, JR.
Definitely this new package threw us for a loop because the cars don't drive like they don't suck up. The side draft is a little bit different. The cars, whenever somebody does get on your bumper, it really gets you loose in the rear end. So just the plan is we just staying safe and staying on that bottom line. And I really didn't see a couple people tried that high line, but they didn't really get a run with it. So we just stayed with teammates all night. Uh, told Ryan I wasn't leaving his bumper, and then was going to get him that win. And congratulations to him, the Flyboys, and Front Row Racing.
Yeah, it was a great teamwork tonight from you guys up front. It was special to watch here at the Talladega Super Speedway under circumstances where nobody really knew what was what going into this race. With the new package, had to really learn from the fly, and you guys definitely did that, man. Next week we head off to Kansas. It's your first top 5 of the season. So do you think you can carry some momentum from this Talladega race to help maybe pick up the season for you in that 28?
I mean, I hope this is my turning point. I've just had a lot of bad luck, and I'm hoping that I'm done with that and that's swept out the door, and we can continue from here on. I mean, I've had a strong car and I've put in the practice. I'm just not getting the results that I'd like, but you know, I'm sticking with it, and my team's been helping out, and we've been doing our practices together and trying to learn from each other, and so I guess this is a payoff finally.
That's right. It definitely is the payoff here tonight, man. But congrats on second. It was a fantastic race to watch from up here in the booth. You guys did a classic job as teammates working here at Talladega. But before we let you go, anybody wants to shout to?
Just all my teammates, and then Ryan for having this league, and Michael Sheffield, for all his help, and you guys for broadcasting and getting the word out there. And this is a really tough league. This is my second year here, and I mean, just to get top 20 sometimes it's hard, but it makes you a better driver.
It definitely does. Competition is stout here at the RSR Cup Series, man. But congrats on that top 5, top 3 here tonight. Hopefully more to come for you in the future as we head off to Kansas. But you have a great night, JR, and we'll catch you next time, man.
All right. Catch you later.
All right, that was JR Miller in the 28 from Front Row Racing. Now we'll move on to Front Row Racing number 25, as he is a back-to-back Talladega winner after winning the playoffs last season. He was able to bring home the victory here tonight in the new package. Let's see what his thoughts are. Hey, Ryan Bean, it's Zach all up in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure, how's it going, guys?
It's going great, man. Well, I'll tell you what, restrictor plate man himself, Ryan Bean, back up here in the winner's booth, man. I tell you what, this is your second win in a row here at Talladega after the win last season there to kick off our time here with the RSR Cup Series. I tell you what, you just got a knack for winning here, and it was special tonight, pulling off that strategy to pit there on stage number 1 early with your teammate Casey and get out front, man. And you guys kind of controlled it from there. How did it play out from the teamwork aspect?
Yeah, first of all, I can't believe I'm sitting here talking to you guys. When I came into the practice, I saw how bad the package was, at least, or not how bad, how different it was. And man, I was just contemplating, whether just laying in the back, hoping they all wreck and getting a top 10. But me, Craig, and Casey were running there like 13th, 14th, 15th, and I kind of said to him, I was like, let's pit before the pits close. I feel like, we can just take a splash of fuel and go, and we'll be good till the next stage. Luckily, the stages were super short. And, man, it worked out perfectly. And I think Craig sped into the pits, so it would have been all 3 of us up there. But then again, it was just an amazing strategy call by us, and I can't believe it won. It's unreal.
Definitely awesome to watch, man. You guys pulled off a perfect strategy there, and really worked out for you just to get that track position, get out front. Not a lot of people are taking a lot of risk with this package right now, jumping to the outside, worried to drop back. So, and then you guys had pretty much your alliance up there with you too from Flyboys Racing. So Front Row Racing and Flyboys Racing all together up there. I think at one point there was only one car that wasn't in the top 7. That was you guys. So you guys really worked the team strategy. All you guys got up there together and was in a perfect position here tonight at Talladega. But, this is your first one of the season here, Ryan. First top 5 of the season. You showed a lot of speed this year in the 25, showed a lot of flashes of really fast speed, but just hadn't really had, I'd say, the luck and just, the races to put together. So you feel like this could maybe help some of that momentum turn around and possibly be more a frequent thing up here in the top 5?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I think I could have easily have won 2 or 3 races. But I mean, me on pit road, we just don't get along. I'm either speeding into it or I'm missing my box or something. So today I said I'm gonna be the slowest person in the pits today, and look where it gets me. Hopefully I can learn from this, build off of it. And like I said, or like I tell my teammates, I'm just now learning these cars. I'm not A class in iRacing, so I get no chances to ever race these. And man, they're so fun, and I'm figuring stuff out every day, and I love it.
Well, we can see it for sure, man. You're just getting better and better each time, and that luck will come around, and maybe pit road won't bite. There you go. If you take it, they say slow wins the race usually. So you
Yep.
know, you gotta do that. And I tell you, pit road has bit me many a time too. So it's a tough place, man. But congrats on the victory here tonight, getting that first of the season. Before we let you go and celebrate this thing, man, anybody want to send a shout to helps make this thing happen for you?
Yeah, first off, my teammates are front row, and Fly Boys can't do it without them. JR, big thanks to him. Yeah, he pushed me. He kind of figured the run wasn't going to be able to happen, so he stuck it in second. I can't thank him enough. I'm going to keep thanking him probably till the end of the season. Thanks to Ryan Nizel for putting on this amazing league. I'm in 3 or 4 leagues, but nothing even comes close to this league and the competition that's in it. You guys up in the broadcast booth, I love rewatching the broadcast. It's so fun, and so that's all I got. Have a good night, guys.
You too, Ryan, man. You have a great night. Congrats on the victory, and we'll catch you next week at Kansas, buddy.
Sir, have a good one.
All right, that was your Sheffield Graphics race winner here tonight from the Sheffield Graphics 75 here from Talladega Speedway with the 25 of Ryan Bean, his second Talladega win. So congrats to him. We'll go ahead and pull up our official race results as we'll get ready to pack up tonight here and head off to Kansas next week here with the RSR Cup Series. There it is. Race results are up. Ryan Bean pulling off that victory here tonight. Second's going to go to his teammate, J.R. Miller. Third's going to be Hunter Hayward in the 48. Fourth's going to be Cody McCauley. Fifth going to be Dustin Stalling. Sixth, John Willett. Seventh, Daytona winner Dylan Reed. Eighth is going to be Kevin Ruff. Ninth, Curtis Preston. 10th, Rusty Modesty. 11th is going to go to Kevin Zabledil. 12th, Chad Biesinger. 13th, Anthony Ewens. 14th, Bob Fitzpatrick. 15th, Andrew Little. 16th, Matthew Rush. 17th, Nolan Potter. 18th is going to go to the 82 of Clint Mata. 19th is Michael Martino. Rounding out your top 20 is Alex Rudolph in the 42. 21st will go to Travis Everett. 22nd, James Courtrone. 23rd, Brock Potter. 24th, Nathan Campbell. 25th, Michael Sheffield. 26th is Stephen Baldwin. 27th, Tony Ludi. 28th, David Hall. 29th, Trevor Massetti. 30th, Kevin Giadricic. 31st, Ryan Ezel. 32nd, Harold Watkins. 33rd, Adam Buzzio. 34th, Daniel Gonzalez. 35th is Kevin Sabilla. 36th, Casey Kuntz. 37th, Stephen Carey. 38th, GT Irizarry. 39th, Marc-Andre Thibodeau. And rounding out your field in the 40th position will be Craig A. Burns, as it was a fantastic race here tonight, the Talladega Super Speedway for the Sheffield Graphics 75 here at the RSR Cup Series for round number 9. Man, it's each race is just building up more and more momentum for the season. It's been so fun so far here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Brandon, what's your thoughts here tonight, man?
Well, thought is that I'm gonna have to try out this draft package here and see exactly how difficult it is to get these runs. These guys seemed like they were struggling to get the hang of it, but it may just be that difficult and that far away from what we're used to. Take some time to learn. And great race overall. Great strategy by a lot of guys to put themselves in a good position. And I'm excited to get to Kansas and see if these guys can figure out another lane but the high lane. Maybe get the bottom lane working here and switch it up a little bit. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see track resurfacing properties done there in this new build, and I've heard very good things about Kansas, so I'm excited for next week to see how that all shakes out. But we'll send it up to Robert Moyer Jr. now here to close out tonight's race here at round number 9 at Talladega.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for a great action-packed call and racing here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway here with the RSR Cup Series. Man, I don't know. Just watching this new package, guys, I got to give a big another shout out to the makers and the guys behind the scenes at iRacing. We talked multiple times about side drafting and always got the comment back, side drafting is not in iRacing. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is now in iRacing. And we seen it tonight with Hunter Hayward winning his stage 1 there, how he pulled that off. So I can't wait to see what the rest of this package has to offer here for just overall racing for everybody. But also, I want to say thank you to everybody out there on YouTube and Facebook for staying with us here all night and watching this action-packed racing. Zach and Brandon and the crew here at Freaky Fast do much appreciate it. We will hopefully catch everybody tomorrow night when we go live at 8:30 5 with the Underdog Racing League and then see what they can do in the Truck Series. But until then, we want to say be safe out there. Take care of everybody, your friends and family. But until then, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Candy time.
Bye, guys.
Yummy. Mike's and Mike. Bye.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away.